Okay, it is 10:30 sharp here in Olympia, Washington, where I'm at. It's 1:30 on the East Coast, and wherever you're at, it's somewhere in between that or whatever. But welcome. Thanks for coming. I'm Dean Jenkins. I'm the founder of FollowMeTrades.com, and this is a special live trading room that we're holding here as the Fed Open Market Committee will be announcing, their policy, issuing their policy paper coming out of their meeting here in 30 minutes. And so quite often that their announcement, even if they don't say anything, saying nothing sometimes can cause some volatility in the markets, and sometimes it'll give us a setup. And so we're going to be watching for that. And in the half hour leading up to it, I will cover the setup that I'm looking for. And then as the news comes out and the market responds, we'll see if there's a setup, and if there is, I'll take a trade. I'll demonstrate it for you on the live markets. It'll be in my demo account. My advisors tell me that that's the best thing for a live trading room is, we demonstrate on live markets, but we do it in our demo account. So that said, people are already introducing themselves. If there's more, just type in, make sure you find the questions box. You can find that and just type in where you're calling in from. It's fun to see the geographic spread. And you just want to be familiar with the tool. So as we go through the session, please ask lots of questions and I'll answer as many as I can. And that'll make it interactive. Sometimes trading's like watching paint dry while we're waiting for the setup. So I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't really like to talk. So it's better if I'm answering questions. So we got Rick from New Jersey, Chris from New York, Ohio, Texas, Judy from Pasadena. It looks like Philly, New York, Houston, UK, Eva. Hey, you did make it, Eva. I got your note earlier. Skanderborg, Denmark. Well, Brian, that's pretty cool. Welcome. PA. Is there a screen share? Please tell me you can see my thing. It's got a picture of me. It says live trading room. Let me know that you can see that. Covington, Washington, Stephen. So that's Washington State? I don't recognize Covington. Chris is asking, what's my expectation on today's FOMC meeting? Well, I had to go on mute to cough for a minute. Now I'll answer your question. I have no idea, Chris, but I'm going to do a poll here and we'll see what you guys think. Mitch, good. Okay. Okay, good. Everything's good. Roger from California. Stephen, 10 miles east of Kent. Okay, that's not too far. Sophie is calling in Northern Ireland via Swedish Lapland. People from some exotic places, man. It's awesome. All right, well, we got a pretty full room. Got a lot of folks in here, so I'm really glad there was interest in this topic. And we will see how it goes. Okay, as I said, I'll demonstrate live trades on the market if we get a setup. If not, that's an important part of a structured trading plan is when there's no setup, you don't take a trade. We don't chase it. If it's there, we take it. If not, we do something else. And we'll try and be really productive with the time here in the room as we're waiting for the minutes to come out. And then while we're waiting for setups, once we get into it, I'll show you some of my favorite stock setups that I see forming right now. Yeah, sorry, like I said, I got some bronchitis and just having to cough once in a while. And any stocks that you would like to take a look at. And Brian's asking what market are we looking for a setup? We're going to be looking at gold and the S&P 500 futures, the E-mini. Yeah, William, we'll talk about what we do in our room normally. So this is a special session. We do have a standing trading room that we run 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday at the market open. So let me get through the disclaimer first. That's always important. So the information I'm going to be sharing is for informational, educational purposes only. If I see setups, I will share my setups ahead of time, and if we see them, I'll go ahead and take those trades on the live market. But I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know your situation. So I'm not recommending that you take those trades. You have to make your own decision. You know what your risk tolerance is, you know, what kind of trading you want to do, like to do, or are capable of doing. So that's the disclosure that we got to take care of all the time. And with that said, I will minimize that now. Okay, here's the markets that we're going to take a look at. On a daily basis, in our trading room, we track the oil futures, gold, and the S&P 500. And if there's no setups, sometimes we'll go look at other stuff as well. But these are the main ones. These are the big dogs here. Today we're just going to focus on gold and the E-mini. So I'm going to go ahead and close these oil charts for now. We actually were watching this morning. You know, the oil inventory report came out, and there's always a dramatic move like that. And we were able to demonstrate our trade setup on that, on oil. And it was funny, while we were doing that, I'm using TradeStation and lost the connection. Several of the people on the call lost their connection to TradeStation for a while. So the setup worked perfectly, but we weren't able to grab the trade because right as it set up, lost the doggone connection. But it worked, and we'll see how it goes here. But for this session, we're gonna kill these oil charts. Boom, and so we get some more real estate to look at the gold and the E-mini. Get this squared away here. Try and get that about center. It looks pretty good. All right. Chris is asking, are you just trading options? He doesn't trade options. No, Chris, no. In the trading room here, Chris, we're trading these futures contracts on a pretty short time frame. And then I have a stock picking service, so I recommend, I share the stock picks that I'm taking, right? I'm trading those stocks with my own money. And I publish the specs so people can follow along and either trade, you know, just buy or sell the shares outright, or trade them with options. I give the specs for both. So if you don't trade options, there's still plenty going on for you, Chris. Steve says, story of his life with TradeStation. It's been good for me. It's been good for me. Chris says the Fed's going to be bullish, dovish to entice a bullish market. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. That's not their charter, right? What they actually do, who knows? But their charter, the Fed only has two, you know, they have lots of responsibilities, but their two main things are full employment, hitting the low unemployment target that they've set, and controlled inflation, you know, to hit a target inflation rate. And their target's 2%. We're under that rate right now. So that's the two dials they're supposed to be watching, right? They look at lots of data, but the two things, the dials they're trying to move are the employment figures and the inflation numbers, interest rate or inflation. Okay. Hey, pro trader, welcome to the room. Will we trade options today? Kay Thor is asking. We're going to focus on futures today, just around the market. We certainly do trade options as part of our service. And if we get some time here, if we get some slow time, I'll show some of the trades that we've been in lately with our picking service. Okay. Yeah, sorry. We will look at some stock picks though, Kay Thor, and if there's a stock you're interested in, we can look at option plays on it as well. Happy to give my opinion on that. Okay. And again, we may get some time. So let's just see how it goes here. All right, I've got the E-mini and I've got the gold futures contracts up here. These bottom charts are 2-minute charts. The top charts are range charts. And sometimes those can give us a little bit different view, maybe some different entries or some earlier entries. So on the E-mini, I'm using a 5-tick range chart. That's about as low as you want to go. That's pretty granular, pretty small. On gold, I'm using an 8-tick range chart. So they're not tick charts, they're range charts, but it's based on 8 ticks of price movement. Okay, so I really look at the trend down here on the minute charts, and then I look maybe for some specific entries on either one. But sometimes again the range charts can give us a little bit earlier setup and some places to move our stop to or to scale out for some profit. The indicators I have on my screen are the Applied Reality Trading System from traderscoach.com. Brian says I'm not sharing my screen. I think I am. I didn't change anything. Everybody see my charts here okay? Yeah, everybody else sees them. Getting lots of Y's there. Not sure what's going on, Brian. Okay, thanks. Good. Okay. I had a question. Why do I pick 8 ticks on gold? For one thing, I bump my range charts up in Fibonacci increments. So I start at 5, and then 8, and then 13, and then 21. And 8's about as granular as I can go. I really want to get a pretty fine, a high resolution look inside maybe what's happening on these minute charts. That's why I'm choosing 8. If it goes too fast, right, we can bump it up to the next one, which is 13. Yeah, Bill, the indicators, traderscoach.com is where I get the indicators from. I have a close relationship with them. Bennett and Gene McDowell run that. A lot of people here are following or engaged with traderscoach.com as well. And they provide the indicators. It's called the Applied Reality Trading System. So there are trading pyramids. You can see these red and green pyramids on here. There's reversal bars where you see 1B and 2B key reversals. There's the optimum wave locator, which is an oscillator, and the precision trend filter down here. So we use those together, and we count waves, a very simple form of Elliott wave. And I got about 3 key setups that I look for, as well as this setup I'm going to show you for the news. Okay. Yeah, you bet, Bill. So Steven's asking, what do you mean by range? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah. So a range chart, if you notice the bars, I'll just make this big so you can see it more clearly. If you notice on here, every bar is exactly the same length. Okay. If you include the wicks, every bar in here is 8 ticks. So as soon as price moves 8 ticks, it creates a new bar, and it's completely independent of time. It's kind of similar to a tick chart, but tick charts are an accumulation, and this is price movement. So when price moves 8 ticks, it paints a new bar. Or moves 8 ticks more, it paints a new bar. So that gives you what a pure price movement with no time element. Okay. Yeah, some people, I think it's similar to Renko. I think Renko may be a slight variation. I'm not sure 100%. Okay. They look almost like bricks because they are uniform in size. But again, that gives you and you can change it, but at 5 ticks here on the ES, that's a pretty high resolution picture of pure price movement with no time element. Okay, so we're about 15 minutes out from the news release, and we certainly, one of my trading rules would be this close to a major news release where we can reasonably expect some volatility. I would not be taking any trades at this point going into it. No matter what happens, I'm not taking a trade into news, even if I get the perfect setup here, because you could be right. You can be absolutely right about the trend and where it's going, but just the volatility around the news drop could stop you out. And, isn't that like the worst trade ever, is to be right and to lose money? So we'll wait. Mitch is asking, how do you set up range bars on Ninja charts? I don't have Ninja open. They do have a setting. It's under chart type, I think. It's very similar to TradeStation, and I'll just demonstrate it here. It's under format symbol here, where you can, you have these different types of charts: tick, volume, second, minute, daily, and underneath here, where you got Coggy and all this stuff, range chart, and then you what tick is it based on and what's the range you want. So I want it based on one tick, and the range is 1.25 points because ES moves in, 25-cent ticks. So that gives me a 5-tick range bar on the ES. Alabama Cowboys asking, what did the Fed say? Well, they haven't said it yet. It's coming out in 15 minutes. So we'll find out here. And again, they could say nothing, and that could cause volatility. And it's funny that there's well-paid professionals whose only job is to look for nuances in the wording and the posture, and what kind of necklace did Janet Yellen wear today, and trying to read the tea leaves about what they're going to do and read between the lines and stuff. It's an amazing thing. But when like if you're Janet Yellen, right, every time you open your mouth, right, billions of dollars change hands. It's amazing. I don't know if I'd want that pressure. Steve's asking, what do I make of the divergence between the major indexes? It's not statistically significant for me right now in terms of the Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P. They're diverging in a minor kind of way, but I think they're part of the same major trend, Stephen. So let's take a look at my setup that I want to be looking at as the news breaks out here. I'm going to fast forward several slides till I get to it. Bear with me. I hope to make you dizzy. Yeah, all this good stuff. So here's the setup. This is for short. And what we have is right when news breaks out, we often see a very dramatic move, sometimes in one price bar, and we saw that on oil this morning when the inventory came out. So we see a dramatic price move, and what I want to see, as soon as we get that dramatic price move and it reverses a little bit, I'm going to put some Fibonacci retracement lines on, and when we retrace into this key Fibonacci zone, 38.2 to 61.8, and then reverse back in the direction of that initial move, that's where we can get a setup. I like it to put in a new low. An aggressive setup would be here, a conservative setup would be down here. Okay, so we'll be watching for that kind of move, a big initial move, a retracement, and then a continuation in that direction. That's what it looks like on a bearish chart. Oh yeah, there's the arrows. There's what it looks like on a bullish chart. So big initial key move, a retracement, and then a continuation in the direction of the initial move. And again, an aggressive entry here, a conservative entry here as it puts in a new high. And so trying to trade in this, you can get a lot of slippage. You can get stopped out. You can be right about the direction and get stopped out in that volatility and lose money. And Bob, I covered it at the beginning. So I'm going to be trading on the live market. I'm going to be doing it into my demo account. Okay. I'm going to be doing my demo account. That's what my advisors recommend here. So I will listen to them. Okay. But, the key point here is not necessarily, I really want to teach the method. And, I'd recommend, again, I'm teaching what I do. I'm explaining my method. I'm not encouraging anybody to try and follow along with these trades. If you do that, that's your choice that you make on your own. I'm really trying to demonstrate a method. And I would, if you do want to try and learn it, if you want to follow along, do it in demo as well. Do it in your sim account. Don't try anything new with real money. You can learn some expensive lessons. And I may be right, but you just, fumble with the execution, or you didn't understand what I was doing. So learn in sim, learn in demo, get confident with it. And if you think that works for you, then by all means, once you've proven that it works for you over, several trades, then maybe you would want to give it a shot. Okay. So I'm really doing this to demonstrate my method, to teach. Okay. I hope that is okay. Let me close this. Yeah, we don't have targets yet. On a move like that, we could put some extensions on, Steve. So with my trading method that I teach, and I have a whole course, it's a master trader's course. Several of my students are in the room right now listening, and And we're about halfway through the current course, and they're loving it. They're giving great feedback, and they are taking sim trades, and they're smiling. They're making some good money already. We're not even finished with the course. So anyway, if we're doing a typical Elliott wave trade, like a wave 5 or a wave 4 trade, we can establish some really precise targets, and we love doing that. These moves, like we're talking about with the news, it's a new trend. Potentially, it's a new trend, and new trends are hard to predict targets on. So what we're just looking for is, when there's an explosive move, we expect it, that, and if it proves that a new trend is starting, we expect, most of the time the trend is pretty strong, and that the reward on that's going to be bigger than the risk. We run with a pretty tight stop. We go into every trade with a stop, and you'll see that demonstrated if we get a setup here. So, targets are tough on these kind of breakout deals on new trends. They're easier when we're doing wave 4 corrective wave or a wave 5 continuation. Then we can use Fibonacci retracement lines or extension lines. I use a very simple version of Elliott wave. Some people roll their eyes when they hear Elliott wave and go, oh, it's too complicated, too many patterns. The practitioners can't agree on wave counts. We don't get hung up on any of that stuff. We got a really simple method, super obvious. I can repeat it. The students that I'm teaching, they mark the charts up and identify the waves pretty much exactly like I do. So I like to keep things simple. Keith is asking, have I traded ZB during Feb announcement? No. What I've traded the Russell, the NQ, the NASDAQ futures. Chris is asking, how many ticks a stop do you use on the ES, GC, and CL? I don't use a fixed number, Chris. I use resistance and stop levels that are on the chart we're trading. So I let the chart, I'm a big believer in the reality of the charts. So I'm a technical trader. I use the news to my advantage, like we're going to try and do today when we know news is coming. I have, in terms of placing trades on these charts today, I don't care what the Fed's going to say, right? What I care about is what happens on these charts, because price and volume are the only realities in the market. And regardless of what the Fed says, we're going to raise rates, we're going to lower rates, we're not going to do anything. What I really care about is how the market, the entire market, how they respond to that information. And that's what I'm going to trade based on. So, Chris, with all that, my whole riff about the reality of the markets, I place stops according to key resistance and support levels on the charts. I derive my trade size from the distance of my stop until from my entry. So if I have a big distance between my entry and my stop, then I have a smaller position size. If it's tighter, I can get a bigger position size on. I use strict risk management. So I'm only willing to lose on any given trade no more than 2% of my trading account. So my demo account here is 50,000. We made a little bit earlier this week, so it's up a little bit in the live trading room. But I'm only willing to lose up to $1,000 on a trade. That's 2% of the account. So that distance between the stop and the entry determines the position size. Yeah, Chris, you bet. And Stephen is reinforcing that point, right? Bruce says he's asking a question about the SPX versus ESM futures. Any significance? I'm not sure, Bruce. That's not something I track particularly. Bob saying, can you take a moment to talk about the charts? Yeah, so I got two charts here. On the right-hand side is the S&P 500 futures, the E-mini on a 2-minute chart. On the left is the gold futures. And these are the two that really seem to respond the most to the FOMC news. So this is gold on a 2-minute chart, very short time frame, intraday. We're just looking for some short trades off the volatility of the announcement. The top charts are range charts. The E-mini is on a five tick range chart, not a tick chart, but a range chart, and the gold is on 8 ticks. So we are 5 minutes out. I wanted to do this poll. So I got this poll set up. Let me just fire this off. This is just what you guys think. What do you think about what the Fed's going to do here? So let me click this. There. Hopefully you see that. Tell me real quick if you can see the poll instead of my chart. You must, because people are voting. Awesome. So far, I got a pretty flat distribution. Well, you guys are, man, a lot of people are voting. You guys are active. Awesome. One person says April. If they come out and say they're raising rates in April, I think that's going to be really dramatic. Okay, we're getting close here. So let me, oops, I didn't want to press that button. All right, so it looks like it's December by a nose, but a pretty tight distribution, 28% June, 33% December, 29% not this year. All right, that was fun. Let me get back to my chart. Better rescare that. All right. You see the charts now? Are they back? Here we go. Great. Scott said this entered. Have I talked about the option of watching you with live trades in coming days? Yeah, Scott, I run a live trading room 4 days a week in the morning around the open. So I'll put that link in there. Okay, I'll put that link in there real quick. So we're still running a special. The trading room's pretty new. We are 2 weeks into it. It's going great. We're taking some trades. We're staying productive. We are, and again, in that room, we try and take some trades on the futures contracts. If there's no trades, you know, I show you some of my stock picks we're looking at. I show, I analyze your stocks, any symbols you want, and we just talk about trading and do a little teaching and real productive time. So if you're interested, I just posted a link. Still doing it at a 30% discount to the list price. Bruce is asking what TradeStation data feed is needed. You don't have to be on TradeStation, Bruce, to follow along. On my stock picks, you can trade it on any platform. Some people are doing it. Charles Schwab, you know, a lot of people use TD Ameritrade, the Thinkorswim. If you want to take day trades, any platform. Okay. All right. What time is it? I don't want to lose track here. It's 2 minutes. Get your popcorn out, get your coffee ready, whatever, and let's just see. It could be a total dud. It could do nothing, right? Yeah, so that trade room, $27 a month right now, 4 days a week, about 2 hours a day. That's a pretty good deal. Bruce says he's on TradeStation, but he's not enabled for the. So you probably don't have the right data package. You probably have E-mini, but you don't have the gold and the oil. You need the I think it's called the Globex Value Bundle. It's $20 a month, I think. All right. I don't think the report's even out yet, and there goes ES. Look, there's a dramatic move down. By the way, I'm bearish. Yeah, Ruben, is my room only for trading options? No, we take live futures trades during the day. In my stock picking service, I do stocks and options. So, you know, kind of several different ways there, Ruben. In the trading room, we talk about stocks and option plays on those stocks if people are interested. And then we demonstrate, you know, the same trading method I use for trading these small time frame futures, I also use for my daily charts, my picks on stocks. And after I pick my stocks, we look at some option plays potentially. So we've got the big move on ES and the retracement. It's really early. It's really early. I like to let that settle just a bit before we just jump into a trade. But let's be ready. Let's have our chart trading fired up here. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to stage it on the range chart. Gold's not really doing much. So let's focus here on the ES. I'm going to blow up this range chart real quick. So we actually got, here's the initial move, the big move. If you were watching, I said I was looking for a retracement into the Fibonacci zone. We got it. And so if it goes down again, I'm going to take this short. It's given us a little bit of a reprieve here, but let's put on a short trade here. See how it does. One tick below. That's what I'm interested in. And I'll put my stop. Someone was asking earlier, put my stop up here at this last resistance level up here. So let's see if we get into this. Notice I stage it. A lot of people ask initially, why don't you just take the trade? If you think it's going, you just take it. I want to see it proven. I want to see one more tick, one more new low, right? Really proves that this downtrend is underway. Initial move, retracement. If it's going to head down, it'll go down. If not, if it goes up to this stop, I'm going to cancel this. If it hits this stop first, I won't take it. I want to see this pattern continue. This is Dow theory, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Let's see that carry on here. So the news says rate is unchanged. That's not surprising, right? Not surprising. I don't think there's a good news scenario. So we hit this stop, so we're going to cancel this trade. So this is off for now. We'll see if something else develops. That's why we wait. That's why we wait. Really want to see it, you know, mature and be real. We'll keep watching for a minute here. So what about gold, man? You know what? This 2-minute chart on gold is locked up, isn't it? It is not moving. What is going on? Let's switch symbols and come back and see Yeah, TradeStation did have some issues. Steven says gold got locked up on Thinkorswim as well. Yeah, I wonder if there's a bigger data issue going on. Gunter's not having an issue on his TOS. Rebecca says her TradeStation order bar locked. It's funny, people, you know, somebody here said they had been on TradeStation and then switched. I've noticed traders are almost religious about their platform. E-Trade, he says gold's being fine, doing fine. Won't even load the NQ here on this. Let me type in the gold symbol. Look at that. This is June, right? GCM16. Wow. You know, I do that maintenance, Terry, that hygiene on the cache filter. This is a brand new computer. I've only been using it about a week, so I don't think we've accumulated too much data. Come on. So let me switch this. Look at the ES now heading higher. So this is a different setup than I was talking about earlier. But there may be a setup. Wow. Let's look at this on a little bit bigger picture here. So this is a pretty messy deal. You know, there's no trend. You know, I look for three main patterns. When I'm scanning a chart, I look for a trend that has not corrected, a trend that has corrected, and looking for a continuation. And I look for a channel. And this is, you know, this is a very, if you were to try and call this a channel, it would be very big. Let's see if it takes out this last high here, and let's watch this high from earlier this morning. If it pops up above that, then we could have a new trend forming here. But right now it's bouncing off that high, isn't it? So this is not a trend. It's not tradable at this time until we establish some kind of new thing, which it's not doing yet. So we're just going to watch it. It's just volatile is all it is. And I think we can make the same case for gold that, you know, there's no trend here. And we did put in a new high. We took out this high here in volatility. I would want to see it go do it again. Take it out, pull back, go do it again. Let's watch for that. But the indicators are against the long trade right now, so that's a little bit worrisome. So we really want to see it strong and really kind of prove itself, maybe with a couple of steps up to see if a real trend gets underway there. Often in trading, the best trade is no trade. And you know, one of the sayings I like, you know, so I could be waiting for a setup and a trend could start and take off and I don't get in it, I miss it. That's going to happen once in a while. I'm okay with that. Here's my favorite saying, and that is, I would rather wish I was in a trade and not be in it than to be in a trade and wish I wasn't in it, right? That's a drag. To be in a trade and to wish, man, what did I take that for? That was stupid. I wish I wasn't in this trade. That's worse, in my opinion. Gunter says FOMC trends may not last more than a day. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were just trying to see if we could catch a quick trade on the volatility if it did something somewhat predictable. So here goes this. You know, it did take out both of those highs. So let's see what that ends up looking like. We don't just jump into this move. You know, it's a breakout of a previous pattern. Just put in some new high. Let's let it pull back, and if it's going to keep going up, then it'll keep going up. Let's let it pull back. Give us an entry. Give us a good stop level too, a good support level. Steve says there's a similar pilot saying, pilot said, I'd rather be on the ground wishing I was up there than up there wishing I was on the ground. Yeah, that's awesome. Are you a pilot, Steve? Awesome. I quoted another pilot saying, I wrote a chapter recently in Bennett McDowell's new book, and particularly when day trading, sometimes you have to prioritize your time. If you got futures trades on, futures are highly leveraged, and if you aren't paying attention, you can lose a lot of money. So if you've got futures trading on and there's a bunch of distractions, the kids are bugging you, the UPS man's knocking at the door, you got alerts going off, you're trying to read news stories, watching a webinar or trading room, whatever, you got to prioritize where your focus is. And so I used a pilot saying, I believe it's common, and that is, pilots, when they're in a crisis, they have to prioritize, first order, it's aviate, navigate, communicate. First thing you got to do is fly the airplane, man. Then you got to figure out where you're going. Then you can tell people what's going on. But if you get out of order, you can be given an update and as you're flying into the side of a mountain. Steve says, always fly the airplane. That's right. Gold might give us a short. Let's look at this. There's that pullback on the ES I said I liked. Got this big sharp move, got a pullback. If we put in a new high, I'm going to take a long on that. Let's give it a minute. In fact, we've got it. Let's take this. I'm going to take this long, and I'm going to put my initial stop down here under this pyramid. We got a nice pullback. We got a reversal. We've got a pyramid already, which is already a valid entry. So let me just, I'll just stage it here. Get a tick or two of this thing going. See if we get in. I want my stop down here. I'm using 3 contracts because on the fly it's kind of hard to calculate the risk. So I know that'll be under my 2% guideline, and that'll be good enough to demonstrate the rule here, the setup. Let's see if that takes off. I got an entry staged here at 2086.75. Got a stop at 2083.50. We're in. See what it does. The little bit of danger with this trade is you're taking it into this resistance. This is a up pattern. This is a up pattern, so we're okay. I mean, when you're trading into an uptrend, we could have waited, been much more conservative, waited for a new high. We'd give up, 2 or 3 points of entry. You have to make a trade-off between probability and entry. Scott, you're asking about the link to the trading room. Should still be in there, but I can post it again. Yeah, it's a good deal, 27 bucks. There, it's in that chat area. See if you see that. There we go, good. Okay, so, this trade could win, it could fail. Every trade, the outcome is unknown. The key is it met my criteria, it met my rules for a long trade. And as long as I follow my rules, a proven system that I've proven over the years generates consistent profitability. Whether one trade wins or fails, one individual trade isn't the issue. It's whether the system produces consistent results. So, of course, I got 214 people in a live trading room here. I'd love to have a winner. That would be more fun than putting on a loser in front of you. But in terms of, my trading methodology, my system, we're much more concerned with how the system performs over many, many trades than over one individual trade. Yeah, so our entry was here, I believe it was 2086.75. Our stop's still at 2083.50. Okay, we're watching this. I'm going to take one because we got this resistance up here against the top, right? So I'm going to take one. I'm going to scale one off for a little bit of profit right before that. If it shows signs of reversing, I'm going to grab a little profit and reduce my risk in case it wants to reverse off of that. Okay, so let's watch this really close. Right now I have $487 of risk if this goes down to the stop. I'd like to grab a little profit, reduce that, and really we want to let the final we want to get risk off the table as quickly as possible, and then let the rest of the trade run once we've reduced the risk. So it is stalling just a little bit. Let's go ahead and let's see. And I'm going to go ahead and take one off just in case it reverses. There. Okay, so now I got two on. I've taken one off. See, now my risk is down to 325 minus the profit I made on that, which was I think 75 or 80 bucks. So my profit's now down at about 250 on the whole trade. Hey, Samson. Joel says 1 of 10 FOMC voters wanted to raise the rate. This month, Joel? They wanted to raise it now? Wow. They are worried about inflation. Yeah, that's their main job, full employment and controlled inflation. And inflation, if it starts, it's hard. You got to be out in front of it. It's hard to control once it gets underway. It can really take off. So I think that's their worry. It's like steering an aircraft carrier. If we put in a new high here on the ES, we'll trail our stop up here to this last low. I talked earlier about Dow theory. You can see it in play here. A trend is defined according to Dow theory by a series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And so if we put in a new high, one tick, we're going to trail our stop up because that tells us this trend is still intact. Okay. We teach this all on a master trader course. We're about halfway through the course. We've got about 30 students in it. They're loving it. Getting really, really good feedback. This is a brand new course. I'm teaching it for the first time, and I'm really just walking through 6 modules over 7 weeks now of how I analyze charts, Dow theory, Elliott wave theory, trade management, exact trade setups, risk management, avoiding the risk of ruin, trading plan, all the detailed rules I use, how to track, your results, scanning, how we scan for trades and find that needle in a haystack trade. So it's a great course. We're getting good feedback on it. If anybody's interested, I'll put a link here where there's a page with more information. It says it kicked off March 15th, which it did, but there's still time. You can get in, you can catch up, and you can get the pre-sale price, which is a 50% discount to the list price, since it's the first time and whatnot. Well, we're having fun here, huh? Okay, there's my new tick, my new high. So we're going to trail my stop up to that previous low, one tick under it. There. Now, I made about 75 bucks on that first one I took off here. So now I got $75 risk on these 2 remaining contracts. I'm at break even on this trade. I can just sit back, and the worst thing that's going to happen, unless it gaps, I get a bunch of slippage, the worst thing that's going to happen is I got a break even trade. I'm in this for free. How awesome is that I'm in a trade for free? That's a great place. That's where we want to. That's why I scale pretty aggressively. That's where I want to get to pretty quickly. Yeah, this is being recorded, Steve, and everybody who registered will, I'll send an email with a link to the recording. CU's asking more about my professional background. I've been trading for about 20 years. I've been doing this that I'm showing you here. I've been trading this with this system. I've been trading this exact system about 3 years. Took me 2 years before that. So I've been trading, day trading and being a technical trader for 5 years. Took me a couple years to get the system worked out. Now I've been trading it for about 3. I founded Follow Me Trades, my own company. I'm the head coach for Traders Coach, who provides these indicators. And before that, I got an MBA. I worked for Intel Corporation for 14 years. That's how I got involved in trading. I was working for Intel and started in '93, and they gave us stock options and employee stock purchase and all this stuff. And it's like, wow, it went up, it doubled and split every 2 years, and we made a ton of money. And it's like, wow, I'm a great trader, man. Look, the only stock I'm in, is up 1,000% from where I got into it. I must really be good at this. And then I tried to trade some other stuff and proved that I wasn't good at it, that I needed some more education, and just got real interested. Yeah, the indicators, no, they work in TradeStation, they work in NinjaTrader, they work in eSignal, MetaTrader 4. I think that's the lineup for the applied reality indicators. No, they do not work on TOS. They do not. So now we got great profit already. I'm going to take one more off, and then we'll just let that final one run. I usually wait for a reversal, but we're on a bit of a short time frame here. So let me grab one more here. Okay, so we've booked some healthy profit here, and we got this last one. Now we'll let the market take us out of this one. We'll just keep trailing up. As it puts in new highs, we will trail our stop up to the previous lows, and eventually this trend will show us. It'll prove that it's over, and it'll go take out a low, and it'll take us out of that final contract. So that's how we do it. At this point, the trade's a winner. We have profit no matter what. Now the question is how much profit. Even if it goes down and stops us out on this last contract, it's a winner. So we are in the catbird seat on this one. I don't think it works with Sierra charts, Keith. What's the cost? The cost is the same regardless of the platform there, Kanu. I hope I'm saying your name right. The cost of the indicator package is the same. If anybody's interested, I can get, I'm closely associated with, I'm an affiliate for traderscoach.com, and I can get the indicators at half price. They're not cheap. These are professional grade indicators. They have superb customer support. They have a webinar every week. If you buy the indicators, they'll get a technician to connect with you if you like to help you install them, and then you get a trader, usually me, to spend an hour with you going over the indicators, teaching you how to use them. And then every week you can go to a live webinar where the founder, Bennett McDowell, walks through and answers questions, does examples, teaching. So it's really good. Yeah, Eric, we're trading a demo account here today because we're really just trying to teach the method. We're just trying to teach, the setup, show what's going on here. So, and my legal advisors tell me there's a big difference between taking live trades in a trading room versus demo. So I'm positioning this as information, education, and a demonstration. That's what we're doing here. I think I was talking about the Master Trader course. Here's a link if you're interested in. You can still get in. Oh, I already posted that. I'll post it again. You can still get in if you're interested. The students are liking it. They're getting good value out of it. Steve had a question. No, Bruce. Bruce said, what are my performance goals and what's my track record? Well, my performance goals are to be as profitable as possible while maintaining risk control, Bruce. So, the market's going to give us what the market's going to give us, and it's I don't know that there's a way to go. I'm going to plan on making X amount this year. What I am planning on is managing my trades, taking the great setups, following my rules, using my risk control, and get as much profit as I can doing that. Now, what are my actual results? Well, glad you asked. Go to for my stock picking service, so I run a stock picking service. Oops, that's not the right website. The stock picking service, 2013, 57.3% on a $100,000 portfolio. 14 was 37. Last year was a tough year. We only made 28.63%. This year we're over 20. I haven't updated the website. We just closed 17 trades. 77% of them won. We're at 20% this year. And you can see the details of the last couple years, every single trade we took, exactly full transparency, what we did, how we did it. So there, Bruce. If you're interested in the stock picking service, I have a discount for people in the room, and you can take a trial. So the list price is $127 a month. It's a good value at that. I'll give it to you for $97 a month, so that's like a 20% discount, and you can try it for 2 weeks. For 10 calendar days, you can try it for $7, and I'll give you a full 100% money back guarantee. If during that 10-day period you're not, it's not for me, not my thing, send me a note, give me a call, I'll give you a 100% refund on your $7. So basically a free trial. Just ask for $7 that, I just want people that are serious. And during that, I offer a free consultation, so a 30-minute phone consultation. If you have questions, want to get started, anything, we get on the phone. There's a link where you can book an appointment, and we can talk, and I'll explain my system, how to use the website, how we do trades, whatever. We give picks on the stocks, and we give option plays on the stocks if you want to do that. For the futures, we just do the live trading room, Kenu. We do the live trading room 4 days a week. Yeah, Bruce, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm pleased. We're really pleased with the results, and they're real. There's some of the people here in the room are subscribers, and they would vouch for it. Those results are real. They're really getting them. Tim's asking, should you have the ART system? Well, I think everybody should have the ART system. I spent years looking for the best trading system. I found the best system for me, and it's the ART system. Depends on what you want to do, whether you should have it. If you want to find your own trades, manage your own trades, on whatever time frame, Tim, then I recommend it. I use it. I bought it. I didn't get the discount, man. I paid full price, and it was worth it at that. So I like it. If you want to just like follow my stock pick service, you don't need them then. You don't need any. If you just want to follow me or another advisor, you can do that in a Schwab or a Vanguard or a TOS account with no indicators. I don't do options on futures there, Kenu. Tim's asking, is it a one package price for the ART system? There is a package price for everything you see on here and a few more elements. There's a scanner that goes into the radar screen on TradeStation and whatever they call it on Ninja, and there's a trend line indicator that I use sometimes. So there's a bundle price, and you can buy individual components. Of course, the bundle is the best deal. You see this potential pyramid forming here. If price goes one tick above the apex here, this will turn green. It'll be confirmed. If price goes one tick below it, it's going to disappear. And if that happens, we're going to bail like that. Well, let's see if we get a quick reversal. Well, let's don't. Let's just let it play out. It's only a tick or two from the stop. So if it's going to fail, let it fail. It's already a profitable trade. This short on gold is coming up, and I kind of like it. If this pyramid here gets confirmed, gold could really be heading down. This yellow pyramid, if we go one tick below it, will turn red. everything you see is in a bundle, Tim, and there's more. Let me see. Shoot me an email, Tim, and I will email you the links and the promo code. There's a couple different bundles options. I think there's a bundle that just has what you see on the screen here. I'm looking. Yes, there's a bundle that has just what you see on my screen. Bruce, what do you mean by chart drawing? Says he's got the AL, PTF, and TLM. Oh, you mean the pyramids, Bruce? Yeah, send me an email and I will send you links with my promo code. So it's dean@followmetrades.com. What you want is the art package. We're about to get stopped out here maybe on this ES trade. It's okay. It's a winner. Yeah, we're out. So we had a tick of slippage too. No, maybe that was right. Okay. That was a small winner. So that's how we look for the setups, how we manage the trades. You know, if it had been a monster trend, we would have stayed with it. I think about 2/3 of the trades are, small winners and then small losers, and then, but the other third that are the big winners are the ones that really push you into profitability. And that's why we try and get to no risk, get to break even or a small profit, and then see if we tap into a big trend and stay with it with the remaining shares. Why am I still? Oh, I forgot to lower my stop, so it closed the long position and took a short. Okay. Oops. That's why it's demo, says Gabriel. Yeah, I've done that on my live account too, though. Not very often, but we make mistakes. The key, there's a good teaching there, right? Even though this is heading my way, I like to teach, don't let a small mistake turn into a big one. If you go the wrong direction or just do what I did, right, had the wrong quantity in your stop, close the trade, right? Don't go, well, let's see how it does, right? Be in trades for real reasons that met your rules and trade that. On the 2-minute chart, it looks like maybe a wave 4. That's a good eye, Terry. It looks like it to me too. Just from this move, right? This was all chaos before, so none of this counts. But if we just look at this move here, that could be a very short wave 3, and this is a wave 4. Do I try and trade wave 4s back to new highs? What I try is, let's just say that this was it is a short-term wave 3. I wait for wave 4 to correct, and it's right now in the Fibonacci zone, 38.2 to 61.8. And then what I expect next, I want to see it prove that it turns up with a little higher high, higher low, new high. And if it's going to start a new trend up, a wave 5, my target's going to be Fibonacci extension area up into here, 61.8 to 100%. So I'm not trying to trade to this high, I'm trying to trade to the extension area. Rebecca, I use the art scanner sometimes. Yeah, I do use it. It's helpful. I got to get narrowed down. I got to get narrowed down to a manageable list, and then I'll go look at put art tools on the scanner and look for pyramids and stuff like that to then narrow the list down even farther. Chris said he made the same mistake this morning, the deal with the stop. Yeah, there is a way to put a multi-leg OSO order on here. I could have used a 2 limits, 2 stops, or something like that, and that way every order has its own stops. But the problem is, I want to see the total potential loss, and they overlay each other, and you can't see it. Ninja actually has I like the Ninja tools for this kind of short-term trading and multi-leg orders. I think their little order manager is slicker for this kind of trading than TradeStation. So that gold short never materialized. That potential pyramid went away. Samson says he went against his better judgment and scalped the crazy whipsaws in gold and crude. He made some money, but I don't think he'll do it again. He says my style is better for his heart. You could have just as easily as lost that amount, Samson. There are scalping methods out there, but you got to have a defined method rather than just trying to jump into trends. You can get whipsawed, and in oil in particular, when it's moving fast, it can get some significant slippage, right? And you can be wanting to be out of a trade and have a stop order, and you'll get out, but it'll be way different than what you wanted. Once it's triggered, you can't take it back. So crude was whipping around during the FOMC there, Samson? Well, thank you, Michelle. Michelle says, amazing how you called it. Well, I'm not the Rain Man. We just got good indicators and tools and, a method developed over time of, probability. When you see certain patterns forming, there's a very, very high probability that the sequence will complete into the next phase. And Michelle, you can learn that method. There's a link there for the Master Trader course. It's half off. Still time to get in and catch up. Everything we've done is recorded. Just learning options. I don't want to make this a total infomercial, but I have an options class too. And the options class, it's called Basic Options. I'll put the link up there. Teaches my strategy. It's the very fundamentals about options, and then my strategy for trading options. I keep everything as simple as I can. And so I discuss what options are, my strategy, how to pick the right contracts, overall options trading strategy. And I keep it simple. I don't trade spreads. I don't trade winged creatures. My big deal is I analyze charts. I look for big trends and corrections to trends and continuations of trends and breakouts of new trends. And when I can spot a trend on a stock chart and I can predict with high probability, high certainty where it's going, if I think it's going up, I just go buy calls, right? And I got a method for picking the right expiration date and picking the right contract for max profit, and a method for managing the risk. And if I think it's going down, I go buy puts, and I just go long calls, long puts. And that's been very profitable for us. I know there's a lot of other strategies out there. I like the absolute managed risk. When I buy a call, I know exactly what my risk is. If I buy a put, I know exactly what my risk is, right? And I can get out of them quickly and really limit the loss. And if I'm right about the trend, we can make a ton of money. No, I don't do credit spreads. I don't do any spreads, Brian. Typical time in an option trade or any trade, Bob, is 4 to 6 weeks. If you look on the website I had up earlier, let's go back here. If you look back at 2015, there's all the trades in 2015. You can see the days here, right? The average days. There's quite a bit of variation, but the average is 4 to 6 weeks is that we're in these stock trades. These are on daily charts. You bet. Yeah, Michelle, so you're trading the weekly options? I know a lot of people do. I've day traded options before. Done okay at it. You just got to do you said you were on SPX, right? If you're going to day trade options, you just got to be on something with some real volume and a real tight bid-ask spread. I think it was Terry was asking about, hey, is that a wave 4? You see this next move up starting to form on the ES? Yeah, Brian, I trade. This is TradeStation, and they're my broker as well. So I do have a Ninja Trader platform and account, and sometimes in the trading room, I'm getting ready to demonstrate trading on the Ninja platform as well. But my trading money, my accounts are all with TradeStation, and I trade options there as well. They've got a nice part of this platform called Option Station Pro. So you can get your option chains, do your trading and all that right here on TradeStation near the broker. So it's nice to have it all in one place. So here, if I look at the spider, right there, there's the option chain. Here's all these weeklies, monthlies. Oh, I got the weeklies hidden. All right, everything you need, and you can place trades right on here. All right. Pretty slick. Don't know, Brian. Don't know if you can open an account from Denmark. Yeah, Pedrick, this can be a small 3, 4, and 5, or this could be a 1, 2, and a 3 starting. You're right. You got this red PTF, right? So the question here is, what's the trend? Clearly, this is up. Do we have more corrections coming? This is a big, sharp move down. We got this big potential pyramid. I'm hesitant to just jump in at this point. Before I would go long on this, I want to see it pull back, not put in a new low, and put in a new high. And we'll have plenty of room to target if it does that. If it puts in a low, then there could be more volatility coming. So let's wait on this one. Let's don't just jump in. Gold's giving us nothing. All right, Terry. Thanks for coming. You could be right, Pedro. You bet, Eva. Glad you could show up. Also on the, if you want to just kind of stay tuned and follow me, I do have market analysis update every week, and there's a free newsletter. So on my website, followmetrades.com, you can get a free newsletter and just, I publish that every week. It's an update on the broad indexes and gold and oil. So that's worth checking out if you want to get to know me a little better. Luther's asking, is my trading always short-term in nature? So I demonstrate these intraday trades in my trading room, Luther. These are on 2-minute charts. That stock picking service I showed you on my website, we were talking about the results here. These are on daily charts, and we're in these an average of 4 to 6 weeks. So I don't go longer term than that. I really like to catch, it's a combination of swing and trend trading. I like to catch impulsive or corrective waves, be in them till they're over, and then move the capital over to the next trade. Luther says, perfect. All right. Not a buy and hold guy. The method I use, you could apply to longer term. You could use it on weekly charts and stuff like that. But we're making good profit just on daily charts with using that method. Combination of swing and trend trading. Let me show you one of them. So here's one we're in right now. This is a live trade we're still in. This is WLL, Whiting Petro. Luther, I do look at longer term. I'll show you my analysis on the S&P 500 here. We're in Whiting Petro. Too late to get in. We got in this at 857. We've already taken a third of our position off. Our stop was initially down here. We trailed it to here, and now this red line is our stop. We're in 46% profit on this, and we're still with it with 2/3 of our position, and we expect it to get up to this target of 17.25. So that's an awesome trade that we are in now. We closed out a couple of mining trades earlier. This is one we closed out. This is Vail. It's a mining stock. We got in it at 278. Took profit here. Took profit again here. Rode the final third up and exited it at this reversal up here. We made about 60% profit on this in about 5 weeks. That one's closed. This may reverse in a 4. We may get another trade on it. Either way, Bob. Either way. I call out the specs both ways. So if there's a valid option play on it, I publish my recommendations. If there's an option play, I'm taking it. I prefer. I prefer to trade it with an option. Luther saying, do I have a list of symbols you watch, or do I scan the whole market? The answer is both. So I don't have a narrow range of stocks that I'm only interested in, Luther. I have a scanning methodology to scan the whole market and narrow that down to specific sectors. And then within that sector, like this, I got narrowed down to the mining sector. I took this one and I took this one for a 50% profit. So I saw gold and mining sector taking off, so we got into this trade, got in at $1.25. We got out at almost double, 250. Very nice. Went beyond our target. So I scan the whole market, come up with a sector and a bucket of stocks I want to watch, and then I wait for the setup patterns to happen, then I take the trades. Okay, and then the ones I'm watching evolves over time as, market trends and dynamics change. We were short at the end of last year, when the market was going way down. We were shorting, and we took IR, Ingersoll Rand, all the way down here last summer. Last summer when the market broke down, we took that trade. We took it again. That was wave 3. We took it again on wave 4 down here. Let's take a look at the index. So here's the S&P 500 on a daily chart. And so we're in a bear market. We're in the definition of a bear market. We've got, according to Dow theory, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and still lower high, and it's turning. Now, if we go up and take out this 2116, then that pattern is broken. But it really looks like it's turned and rolling, and it very well could go now. Here's the low from early February. We very well could go take that out. It won't go straight down. It'll go in lower lows, lower highs. So on a longer term basis, where do I think this is going? Here's a weekly chart. I think, Luther, you were asking. Here's a weekly chart on the S&P 500. Pretty clear here, lower low, lower high, lower low. So far, lower high. Right? I think over this year and into next year, the corrective zone for the S&P 500 is here, 1644 to 1343. This has been a pretty remarkable, 6 or 7 week bear market rally, but it really looks like it's running out of steam and heading down. And you can see the bearish divergence in the oscillator, right? Losing momentum here, gaining momentum on the downsides. Rebecca, other than mining, energy, including natural gas, what sectors do you like? Small cap pharmaceuticals and bio right now seem to be doing pretty well, Rebecca. There's some good trades. If you're in my stock pick service, we're in a couple there, right? Karen's saying, hey, do you have a swing trade course? Yeah, I got a course, Karen. We're into it. It's a 7-week course, and we are having the session number 4 tonight. But you can catch up. Everything's recorded. There's written material. There's recorded training videos, and the live webinars we do are on the website, so you can catch up. You can really jump into the course anytime. But we got our next live session tonight. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be getting into the exact trade setups I use. We covered a lot of theory. So Lolithas want me to look at TDW. If you got some energy and some symbols you'd like me to look at, I'm happy to do that. So let's look at this for Lolitha. You long on this one? Tidewater. This looks just like the energy sector. Is this an energy stock, Lolitha? It looks just like all the other energy trades. The course, Mohammed, right now, list price is 497 bucks. It's a good value. This is the first time through, so I'm still taking the pre-sale, giving you the pre-sale price, half off, 247. 247 bucks. Screaming value. You get a pick every week. A stock pick is part of that too. All right. TDW. So this looks just like energy, Lolitha. Look where, in order to analyze a trend, you got to go find out where it started. So we got to go find the high. And this thing fell out of the sky, didn't it? There it is. There's the high. So if we want to analyze where this would correct to next, we got to start from the high, and we'd probably call it on this here. So the correction for TDW looks like here's this is all wave 3. This looks like wave 4 would go. That's the high probability, and it's underway. It's happening. This looks like wave 4 can have its own 5-wave sequence. So this would look like 1, 2, and maybe 3 is getting started. Green PTF, green owl, bullish divergence. So if I were in this one right now, I don't know if you got in long or if you're short, I would be out now. If I were in this on a short trade, I would be out. If I were long this right now, I'd have my stop. I wouldn't use the pyramid, right? It's kind of early to be using the pyramid. I would have it probably here under this last low and be looking for it to hopefully take some new lows out. I would watch this resistance really carefully. If it has trouble busting through that, I would take some profit, right? Take a third off or half off if you got profit and lock it down and then let the rest run. That's my deal on TDW. SLB. Tim asked, I think he's offline, but it's a good question. If oil prices keep going up, and by the way, I think they will. I think we're in a very strong recovery in oil. I'll show the chart in a bit. Taking us up to $63 to $84 a barrel. Grown if, for prices at the pump, but we're going to make some good profit on that. So if oil prices keep going up, will those related stocks go up despite a market downturn? Yeah, they stay with the sector they're in for the most part. Each chart has to be analyzed on its own, right? But a lot of the energy stocks will be participating in that recovery, even if the broad market turns down. Tim. It's funny, oil and the S&P have been married. They've had a strong correlation lately. That is not a historical correlation. It's a pretty interesting chart here. So on a very short term, they've been moving pretty much together, but this is a weekly chart showing the oil futures and the S&P 500 futures. They have nearly an inverse correlation, which makes total sense. Higher energy prices do not help the broad market. Okay, so that short-term correlation is an anomaly and probably won't last. Karen's asking regarding the course, do you need proprietary indicators? Good question. So I teach it, I use the applied reality indicators here. You do not need them. I teach the course with and without. I show you some alternative indicators, Karen, and everybody else that you can use. Because we're really trading based on Dow theory and Elliott wave theory. Fibonacci tools are essential to that analysis. Almost every trading platform has Fibonacci built in. And we can replace these with some other tools. These are better. These are really, really good, but there's some alternatives that we can use. Okay, we had some other symbols here. SLB. SLB for Johnny. That sounds familiar, like I've looked at it before. Schlumberger. This is energy stock, isn't it? So clearly, you know, went down pretty chaotic downtrend. Would have been hard to trade. We got stopped out of that. It's got a pretty strong recovery going, but it's really well underway. I think the retracement on this, look farther back, you're going to analyze the trend, you got to see where it started. Okay, there we go. The retracement on this may be already met. Yeah, it is. It's already just in here, so it could go a little bit more, but what it's really looking like is at some point this is going to roll off into a new leg down. I don't think this will go all the way up with oil. Let's look at oil. So here's the oil on a daily chart, right? Really nice, you know, massive downtrend from 140 bucks a barrel down to 30, and now really clear signs at the bottom. I've found a bottom, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. The recovery zone here is 63 to 84. Pretty clear. That'll take time, probably through this year, maybe into next year. It'll be volatile. It won't go straight up, ups and downs, but it will work its way up here. That's the high probability. Yeah, Karen, we're in week 4 of the course, the webinar tonight. So there will be 3 more sessions after this one. And we'll probably do a bonus session at the end where we do live trading, kind of like this. Bring all the rules to play and just actually trade on the live markets and place some trades and stuff. But again, everything's recorded. All the live webinar sessions are recorded. There's training videos. There are written materials. There's quizzes, answer keys. So it's all there, Karen. Good questions. Oh, and the course comes with a money-back guarantee. You get to get into Module 1, have a look at it, and get a sense of, you know, whether it's for you, whether you like the way the material is presented, my teaching style, the method. You go all through Module 1, and then if it's not for you, 100% refund, no questions asked, no hard feelings. If you want to proceed to Module 2, then the refund is off the table, right? And you just click a form, say, okay, I understand, no refund now, and you can proceed with the course. So I don't know too many courses that offer a money-back guarantee. Let you give it a try. Karen, yeah, absolutely. You can ask questions on the older material. Do it via email. You can schedule a session with me, and I'll answer any questions you have. And the material's there for life, right? Once you buy the course, you have access to the secure website where it's posted forever. So as long as, you know, I'm in business and alive, it'll be posted there. But absolutely, you can ask questions. Yes, we cover Dow theory, basic Elliott wave, and then my specific trade rules and setups. We cover risk management. People are trying to call my business phone, but I'll let it go to message and catch it afterwards. Let me show the outline of the course. Grab the right link here. Thank you for your interest. So here's the outline. Dow theory, trend analysis, alternative indicators, simple Elliott wave, wave counts, all about waves and corrections using Dow and Elliott together. Risk management, the theory we use, the statistics behind it, and then my exact trading rules and setups. We do risk to reward analysis, trade entry, overall trading plan, trading business plan, how to track your results, a little bit about psychology, and then how we scan the market quickly and easily to find patterns really fast. So that's the course outline for the Master Trader course. Again, get it half off still, 247 bucks, and a money-back guarantee. Rebecca, you want to look at RIG? I've looked at RIG before. It's an energy, it's an offshore drilling equipment company, I believe. So we're on a daily chart. Let's pop this out. So it's the same. It's the same. It's exactly the same as that one we looked at before Schlumberger, right? You know, the retracement's way up here somewhere. This is underway. Watch this resistance level. I would have my stop down here, right? But this looks pretty nice. You know, lower price, it's trading right now at 11.15. Monster volume, 17 million shares so far today. So really liquid. I like that. Let's look at TOO for Karen. Funny you should ask that, Karen. I was a guest blogger for another educator, so I was doing oil and a couple of oil-related trades. So I already got my analysis done on TOO. It's a good one. It's a good one. I would be publishing this to my PIC subscribers, but we're already pretty heavy into the energy sector, and we don't want to overexpose ourselves. Because if you got, you know, if all your trades are in the energy sector and it turns down, right, we only risk 2% per trade. But if you got 5 trades on, you just lost 10% of your account. That's not good. So I like TOO. The entry was 679, an aggressive stop at 473, a conservative stop at 229, and the target price up here at 1609, and it could go higher. So I like that a lot. And that one trades at good volume too. Not like rig, but you know, almost 1 million shares today. So I like that one, Karen. Johnny, in the options class, what do I teach? Well, let me show you. I got a page for that as well. So in the option course, we got really good feedback on this. So the outline for the option course, here's a bunch of testimonials from people who went through the first course. Really, really cool. Great testimonials. So we teach, where's the outline? So we go through, I thought I had the same, all the modules there. It's a 6-module course. You get a solid understanding of how options really work, just to walk through the basics, how to choose the right option contract, what the Greeks mean, how to use them, how to place and manage contract orders, how to manage risk, to manage, you know, how much you could lose on a trade, some advanced risk management strategies so you can take bigger positions without having bigger loss. And you know, it comes with teaching videos, written material. There's recorded live webinars. There's a live trading session where we actually placed option orders. So 6 modules, pretty good. Again, I teach a very simple approach. It's not about spreads or butterflies or condors. It's about buying puts, buying calls after we've established a clear trend on a chart. So Rajesh is asking, yeah, in the live trading room, I trade the demo account. That question's come up quite a bit. You know, I'm really demonstrating my trading method, showing my trading rules, right? And you know, my advisors have said, hey, you know, there's less liability if you are demonstrating a demo account. So I'm listening to that advice, and I'm really just providing information, education, demonstration. Again, if you want to follow along and follow my trades and learn my method, I really encourage people to, if you're going to take those trades, do it in demo, do it in sim first. Make sure you understand it, make sure you're comfortable with it, right? It's not a good idea to follow somebody maybe that you just met and take live trades and you know, you may not understand what I'm doing, or you know, not every trading system works for every person. You don't want to put live money out there right away until you really feel comfortable with it and prove that it's going to work for you. Okay. And do I talk about my stock option positions in the live trading room? So my live trades for my stock picking service, we don't show them in the live trading room. It wouldn't be fair. People are paying, you know, $100 a month for that information, right? I do show my watch list. I'll show closed trades, and then I'll show my watch list of trades coming up that haven't qualified yet, but I'll show you those, and I'll show you, you know, how you would know when it's ready to go, Rajesh. So I do want to provide some values and some potential trades on stocks. We'll look at the option contracts if you're interested in that. But the actual trades that have qualified, that have published to my subscribers, then, you know, only they you know, they pay for that information and they get it. And those, they get 2 or 3 updates a week, new picks on the weekend, update on the trades, and trade management through the life of it. As we take profit, as we move our stops and close the positions. On TOO, now that's a long trade, Johnny. TOO is a long trade, man. Now this is a downtrend, so we're taking a counter trend trade in this corrective wave that we expect to come back up. Claire's asking about the software, I assume you're talking about the applied reality software. So that's from traderscoach.com. And there's various bundles and elements you can buy. Excuse me. The best thing to do, Claire, send me an email. I'll send you a link to the various things and my promo code that you can use for a discount. And my email, it's in the chat area there, Claire Dean at followmetrades.com. Yeah, Johnny, wave 4 has started. Wave 4 has started on TOO. So this was 3. Wave 4 is underway, and it's a corrective wave up. Man, my phone is ringing off the hook. It's cool. If any of you are calling me, hopefully you left a message. I'll get back to you after we close the room for sure. Or send me an email, Dean at followmetrades.com. Did I miss any symbols? They were coming in pretty fast and furious. Luther wanted to see Pilgrim's Pride, PPC. So one of the things I teach in my course and in my mentorship, one-on-one coaching and stuff is when we look at a chart, what we want to do is say, is there a trend that really is still going on? Is there a trend that has corrected? Is there a channel? Or is there a mess? Now this one is kind of borderline. We do have a trend. We have a pretty sketchy trend, right? Pretty volatile trend down, and that trend has corrected. Okay, so what we would do would say, was that correction big enough? Did it make it into wave 4? If this was wave 3, 1, 2, 3, then we would expect this wave 4 to go up. Now this is pretty volatile. It's not my favorite. I like our markets that are a little more orderly, right? So it did go just beyond the wave 4 zone, but it's okay. It didn't go out of spec, right? It did do a wave 4 correction, and now it's showing evidence of a new impulsive wave down, the next leg down, which would be wave 5. And if it continues, if that thesis is correct, then that wave 5 would go down here into this Fibonacci extension area of when you get lower price, sometimes the bottom target can actually be negative, which isn't real, right? But the first target level on this is 1786. I would want to see, you got a down move, I'd want to see an up and then a new down, and that would tell me that this is really underway and they'd get excited about a short on PPC there, Luther. And so this analysis, which I just did in about 15 seconds, is what you learn to do in the class, right? You by module 4, you'll be able to do that. So a couple weeks. Bob says, just signed up for the trading room. Well, thank you. Said he likes my style. Cost of the mentorship. There's various packages for one-on-one coaching, Johnny. If you're interested, send me a link. If you don't want to send me an email, the coaching is done through Traders Coach, the company that provides the indicators. And so here's their website, and you go here to coaching, and there's like an intake form you can fill out for more information, and the coaching sales team will contact you and talk about, are you a good fit for that, what the pricing is, and all that kind of stuff. So that's how you can get involved in the one-on-one mentoring. It's really, really good. I started off that way. I had a one-on-one mentor, and that jump-started me into success. It's not cheap, but it's high value, and you get various packages of 9, 12, 18 packages, right? And you get an hour a week and homework and all that kind of stuff. So, oh yeah, Johnny, that's right. You got time booked tonight. Okay. couple folks on the line here have been through the one-on-one mentoring, and I think they found good value in it. Let's go back to our futures charts. There wasn't really anything going on there. So look how these target zones that we established, look how it went up into there. We could, if we weren't off talking about other stuff, we could have taken that trade. I said I wanted to see this go up, pull back, and then a new high. So we actually could have gotten an entry on this here. This red PTF would have given us a little bit of pause, but it went up with some good gusto. If we didn't take it there, we certainly would have taken it here. We would have had some nice profit, and it's in the target zone already. So I think it was Terry who left the room, was saying, hey, is that a wave 3, 4? Yeah. And this scenario that we laid out played out exactly. Pretty sweet. Gold is really still in this chaotic channel. It would be an aggressive entry to take a short here. It could hit some real resistance or some real support down here at this last low. So that'd be very aggressive. I don't think I'd be excited about that right yet. Hey, George is on the line. Howdy, George. You snuck in, man. Well, you're doing good on the picks, aren't you? And you're learning. So we're at 1217. We'll wrap up no later than 1230. Rajesh is asking, do I look at multiple time frames before taking a trade? On the shorter term, Rajesh, the answer is yeah. In our live trading room in the mornings, again, that's only $27 a month. It's pretty good. Pretty good price. First thing in the morning, before we start trading these 2-minute charts, let's try and get it back here. Before we start, we go look at like a 10-minute chart. We just want to see the big picture. We want to see the big trend and see if, we're in a wave, in a channel, in a correction, something like that. Just get some context. So for a 2-minute chart, we'll go 5 time frames up to 10, see what we can see about the trend. So we do that. On daily stock charts, if there's a clear pattern on a daily chart, I don't need to go look any further. If there's not, we can go to a weekly and see if it provides any clarity for us. Rebecca's asking about the natural gas futures on a daily time frame. Have you calculated the retracement on natural gas, Rebecca? So look at this massive downtrend here. So we probably call this 1, 2 to be conservative. So something like this. From a current price of 2.31 up to 3.4 to 4.5 is the retracement on natural gas. And it really looks like it's underway. If we zoom in here on the daily to the current price action, we've got a really nice higher high, higher low, some higher highs, higher lows, new high up here, pull back. Right? I think the confirmation happened, at this breakout here. The first confirmation happened here when we put in this new high here. This is underway. Super high probability this is heading up to those levels we looked at. So this is a sector we're interested in to go find some trades in. Okay, I think I'm caught up on questions and on symbols. We've been at this almost 2 hours. Wow, that went by fast. I'll just give it a minute, see if anybody's got. Looks like people are kind of trickling out of the room here. So we'll see how it goes. I will email out a recording. A lot of people registered that couldn't attend and asked for that. And if you want to look back at any part of it. So we got one trade after the release. We got one trade on the E-mini there. We did okay on it. We had a nice winner. So that's not too bad. We were able to demonstrate that trade setup for news. We did this analysis. Look at it. It's going right into that zone still. Really awesome. Yeah, Rajesh, I track stats on everything, man. I'm like I worked for Intel, worked with a lot of engineers, and we track everything. So it's profitable. We're up. I'm waiting until I get a statistical basis to start talking about results, though, but we're up. We're up a little bit. Last week was tough, man. The market wasn't doing anything, but this week we've caught some good ones. So we started with 50,000. It's up to 51.25. So it's up $1,200. But in terms of a win ratio, payout ratio, got to get a bigger sample to make it valid. Yeah, you bet. Okay, well, it looks like folks are trickling out of the room. Questions are winding down. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. But we had a pretty good session here. So we got a good trade on the S&P. We talked about the trade setup. It played out right before our eyes. It was awesome. We got to look at a bunch of stocks and just made good use of the time here. So thank you. Yeah, thanks all for your comments. Okay, you guys have a great evening. If you're trading, trade with risk control. Keep your losers small and your winners big. All right, you are all very welcome. Thank you, and I hope to see you around. Hope to see you in the trading room or in the class or at a future webinar. All right, take care.